Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Refuge from Narcissism, and this refugee video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ollie. You did a video for me September 18th of this year, Societal Narcissism, Make the Narcissist Prove You're Crazy. To recap, my mom abused young boys, and two of them were her adopted brothers, and I was born of one assault and my siblings from another. You were right that my mom was in her late 20s, early 30s when she did this, and the boys she raped were in high school and thought of my mom as their sister. You asked where my dad was in all this, where my dad was when all this was going on. He was working both a day job and another job in the evening until midnight or so. He abused me too, as did his brothers, my piece of shit uncles. As far as I'm concerned, each of their wives is responsible too. They're all responsible. They're all responsible. They always know. It's not a shock. Very, 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 very rarely is it a shock that nobody knew. Everybody knows about the creepy uncle or the inappropriate aunt or the fucked up cousin or whoever. And it's always shh. Family abuse, especially family sexual abuse, thrives in silence. Thrives in silence. I wonder if my mom was trying to turn my dad's molestations around on me as if I was the initiator of it, and that I was projecting a desire to marry my dad when she went behind my back and changed my husband's name to my father's name on my wedding invitations. What? What? These people are such fucking deviants. They're such line-stepping deviants. As a teen and adult, and what I think that's more is she's not telling you your husband belongs to us too. Is what she's telling you. Your husband belongs to us. Whatever kids you have, it's going to belong to us. That's what she's telling you by doing that. As a teen and adult, I got into and stayed too long in abusive relationships and friendships for most of my life until I went no contact from the whole shitload of them a few years ago. I've only recently been in contact with two of my uncles regarding DNA testing. When I was a girl in the 70s, I remember my family members, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, insulting me often, calling me fat even when I wasn't, calling me names, calling me a slut only because I hit puberty. There you go. The slut is the key. The slut, when they start calling you a slut, it goes back to the exact type of behavior where your parents and your family are blaming you for your divorce. Well, you're a slut. I'm 13. It's hard enough hitting puberty, okay, as a kid. Boys and girls. But to be, again, now called what your intentions are, you're just a slut. Okay, what you're thinking, what you want to do is what they're putting on you. So, and all that is they're just projecting their own degeneracy right back onto you. If I defended myself, my parents would say I have a big mouth, or they say I couldn't take a joke or was too sensitive. When someone insults you or takes whatever sort of jab at you and then says you're too serious, they're gaslighting every time. Yeah, every time. Okay? It's either, and it's depending on the severity and how far you got them backed into a corner, whether it's you're being too sensitive or you have a big mouth. Because when they're telling you got a big mouth and it's how you're saying it, then that means you really got them backed into a corner. I can't understand why not one person from my extended family ever helped me. They all protected and supported my parents. I called one of my mom's biological brothers when I told him that I knew who was my real father. He said with a sneer, "I think you're," and I was expecting him to say crazy after I mentioned wanting to do DNA testing for me and my siblings. He pretty much hung up on me. I've never heard him sneer before. I must have hit a nerve. That's how they get when they're confronted. They run, they get nasty, they attack when they're confronted with the truth. The uncle who I believe is my father won't talk to me about it and won't do DNA testing. Like, why? If you're not the father, why wouldn't you just do the DNA testing? Why? If you got nothing to worry about, why wouldn't you do that? Like you said, the fact that he doesn't want to do a DNA test speaks volumes. They can all go to hell, but part of me wants to pick up the phone and start announcing to everyone my parents know about how I was abused and who my real father is, regardless of the fact that I don't have a DNA test. I look more like my uncle than the man who raised me and is supposedly my real father. Why wait for their deaths since their reputation is so important to them while they live? I look forward to your thoughts. Thanks, Ollie, Anonymous. Well, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from exposing it. Nothing. Other than your fear of their retaliation. That's it. That's it. Why should they? You're right. Why should they? But if you know, you know. You already know. And look, and if they haven't done so already, you proving that your father isn't your father, that your father's your uncle, is only going to give them more motivation to cut you out of everything if they haven't already, which shouldn't be a motivation for you to stay in the first place. So why aren't you? So the real question is, what is stopping you from exposing them? Nothing. Nothing except old fears and old training that they have implemented into you. They have drilled into you since childhood that you're a slut, you have a big mouth, you're oversensitive, you're fat, all of it. All of it. You've already cut them out. What else can they do to you other than call you a liar and make up lies about you, which they're going to do anyway? So if they're going to do that anyway, wouldn't it make sense to have both narratives out there? Let other people decide. And not that you should even make your decision on who believes you, who doesn't. You know what the truth is. You're never, ever, ever going to get, okay, the validation you want from any of these people. You're not. They're too far into the lie. Okay, why won't they? Why won't they do anything about it? Why? Because they let it go on for too long. It's too late now. It's too late for them to admit it because they allowed it to go on for fucking decades. So they got to live with it. They got to take it to their death. They got to take it to their death and hope they don't have to defend it publicly. And that's why you should. Because that's the only thing they're hoping for. The only thing the narcissistic abuser can hope for is you not exposing them publicly. So there's your answer. And I hope that helps. Thank you so much, Anonymous, for everything you do, for your contributions and your stories. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all of this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the Cash App, Zelle, or PayPal links and email in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Refuge from Narcissism. Take care, everybody.